Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I thought we'd do a bit of a chatty vid because we haven't done one of those for a while. So we're going to do a Q&A. I have your questions written down and I really hope you enjoy getting to know me. And somewhere in this video I am announcing what my next new project is. So if you do watch the video, I hope you're excited as I am, and announcements on other social medias will be coming soon. So the first question I have been asked is what made me want to start social media. Now at the time I started my social media account, it was probably about like 4 years ago now, so being a fitness sort of influencer person wasn't really a thing, and I had no clue what I was doing. I think I was about 18, I was at uni, no 19, and I was at uni at the time, and yeah, I didn't really put too much effort into it, and I actually didn't put too much effort into it for like 3 years, but I saw one of my friends doing it and I was like, I can do that. But yeah, in hindsight, my account has grown with me, which I love, and I have loved watching the progression and really seeing myself come into my own. But it's also quite hard to remember sometimes that I have gone on that journey, and that's what's important, rather than seeing people's accounts who have grown in like 2 months or 6 months or whatever, and grown up to like thousands of followers. And for me it's been a much longer process, but I finally found where I belong, what I want to do, what I want to achieve, and I'm really proud of the community that my socials have now. So yeah, I've always wanted to help people, I've always wanted to connect with others, and I feel like my social media has just been a way for me to share that and to put my message out. The next question is, did I do gymnastics at uni? No, I did not. By the time I got to uni, I was so fed up with gymnastics. I was like, nah, let's try something different. And for as long as I can remember, I wanted to go to a uni that had a cheerleading team. So I joined cheer team, and it was the absolute best decision I've ever made in my life. So even if you are a gymnast, I would 100% suggest joining a cheer team because it's so fun. You get to make so many new friends, you get to train with all of your friends, the socials are brilliant, and it's just something new and something fun, and you do still get to use your gymnastics tumbling skills if you want to. Okay, the next question is, how did my parents feel about me doing social media part-time and working part-time? Now, although it may seem that I was doing social media part-time at first, I was actually working, and I have worked ever since I graduated. So I graduated, got a job, and was working 7 days a week. So I had 2 jobs. One was for Havana's and one was for a respite service. Then when the Havana's job finished, I got a job in a gym, and then I got the role that I was in now. So when I first got my job that I do now, I was doing that for 3 days and I was working in a gym for 2 days, and then I left the job at the gym and kind of had those 2 days free, and that's kind of how I've kept it since. So probably for like a year now, year and a half maybe even. And yeah, they're totally fine with it. I think it took a while for them to understand what I was doing and the point of what I was doing, but those 2 extra days allowed me to get my personal training qualification. They're now allowing me to study and become pretty much an expert in flexibility training. They allow me to create content, which has then allowed me to work with brands. And so yeah, it took time for me to kind of teach them how it worked and how it still works, and I didn't even know if it was going to work at the time, but yeah, it has worked out in my favour, and I couldn't imagine myself working 5 days in a 9-to-5 job now, but never say never. I don't know what the future holds, and I could end up doing that in the future. But yeah, I also worked really hard. It wasn't like I was just at home doing nothing. I pretty much worked my butt off for the last 2 years, probably more than I should have. So yeah, they were fine with it, and I think it just depends how into social media your parents are. My parents aren't into it at all, so they didn't understand it. So it's just about putting in the work, showing them that it's possible. Okay, so the next question is, what do I love doing other than fitness? Now, I feel like my Instagram, I don't think my Instagram really gives off the illusion that I train all the time, and my physique definitely doesn't, but it's such a small part of my life. And in fact, during lockdown is the most I've concentrated on my own training in months and months, and I'm currently training 4-5 times a week, all weight-based sessions because I'm trying to gain a little bit of muscle. But that's the most I've concentrated on my own training, literally in months. And the other parts of my time I spent just doing things like everybody else would, going to work, seeing my friends. I absolutely love going to bottomless brunch with my friends, or just doing any activities with my friends. All of my friends live pretty far away from me, so it's not just as easy as like popping to the pub. I have to like book weeks in advance. I'm also in a relationship and have been for the last 4 years, so I spend a lot of time off of social media with my boyfriend and doing things like that. I love cooking. Cannot bake to save the life out of me, but I love cooking, love reading, love getting outside. I'm a very much of an activity person, and so anything that enables me to get out, get doing things, get seeing people, that's what I love. Okay, this is a fun one. What am I most excited for post-pandemic? I think I've had a real revelation during this time in that I have been putting so much time into work and trying to get businesses up and going, and a lot of time on social media, and I have neglected spending some time with my friends. Although I will never turn down anything, I will always go to the brunch, and I love doing that. I think it would be great for me to just put work to the side a little bit more and see my friends more often, and whether that be driving down to see them a little bit more because they're all over the place in like Surrey and I'm from Essex. So I think I'm definitely excited to just see my friends, go on holiday, fly out and see Lauren, who's my best friend, in Australia. And yeah, I just think that side of things, just travelling, running retreats and things like that, is something that is really high on my bucket list and something I'm really looking forward to when we are allowed out into the real world again. The next question are, what are my top tips for managing school and training? So I'm going to be completely honest in that when I was at university, training was not a big priority of mine. My life at uni was just enjoying my time that I was at uni, and I feel like that was my priority. So getting my work done, but also going out with my friends was a priority, and training kind of took a back seat. However, I definitely feel like it's possible to manage it, and I have had to manage this when I started work because I was working but also doing a PT course and then having to fit in training alongside that. And I think the most important thing is we have so much more time than we realise. It's just about managing our time efficiently. So wake up an hour earlier and be more efficient with your time. So say if you have gone to the library for 4 hours, how much time in that library are you actually studying for? You might be better off doing 1 hour of real good study, then go to the gym for an hour, and then do another hour of study. I also think another really important thing is your workouts do not have to be hours and hours long for you to have an effective workout. It's all about being effective and efficient in your training methods to get the most done in the shortest amount of time. I now don't want to spend my whole evening training when I get back from work, so my workouts max are 40 minutes long, and I get all the lifts I need to do done, I get all the stretching, I get all the, if I want to do cardio, I get that in, all in 40 minutes, and I'm just productive with my time. So the way to do that is plan your workouts in advance and also plan your schoolwork in advance. I personally don't like time blocking because I think that can put pressure on yourself, and then if you don't follow the time blocks, you can kind of beat yourself up. So I just like to write a list of non-negotiables for that day and then tick them off as we go along, and you probably will realise that you have so much more time to get in both of those things than you realise, as well as socialising. The next question is, I see you talk about anxiety a lot. What do you actually get anxious about, because you seem like such a lovely person? Well, that's really lovely, thank you very much. So my anxiety is more like social based. Well, it used to be more social based. It's not so social based anymore. It's more coming from a root of perfectionism for me. So I worry that I'm not delivering enough, or I'm worried that I'm not going to get things right, and that often stops me from doing things, and it can stop me opening letters and stop me sending invoices, which then stops me getting paid. And yeah, that's where my anxiety comes from, and it's probably just like a deep thing of going back to gymnastics where everything had to be so perfect, and I feel like I don't want to disappoint anyone, so I feel like I have quite deep issues about disappointment and not what other people think, which I am trying to work on, and I am trying to get better at that. But it's a process, and I think I'm very aware of my triggers, and I'm very aware of what makes me anxious, and I'm very aware of when I'm avoiding. So that has been like a real big step for me, of like really picking up when I'm getting anxious, why I'm feeling anxious, and then learning to slowly take small steps to overcome those barriers. Okay, can I do a handstand series? It's definitely something I have thought about, but at the moment it's not a priority for me because I have a lot of other things going on. However, I do have my handstand guide, which I will put a link in the description box for, and I'll also provide you guys with a discount code for watching this video. So that is always there, and I also do have some tutorials on YouTube for wrists, and on my Instagram there are quite a few videos that go through strengthening drills for the handstand. So it will be something I consider in the future, but for now I'm just going to have to say to try and use the resources that I already have. Last question, and most exciting. Do I have a splits guide? Now, I don't have a splits guide, and although it is something that will be coming in the future, that's not what I'm excited about. But my exciting project that is going to be happening from March is that you are going to be able to do flexibility classes live and on demand with me. So there will be a monthly pack of classes working on front splits, on middle splits, and on back and shoulder flexibility, and you can either do them with me live at the time of the class, or you can do them on demand and catch up when you have free time. And I am so excited about this because I have absolutely loved teaching my lives on Instagram, and I have got such great feedback, and it's really made me realise how there's such confusing and conflicting information out there about really how do we get flexible. And I'm so excited to use the knowledge I have to teach you guys how to get strong, how to get flexible, and how to achieve all the things you want to achieve within your flexibility goals. So I am so excited. There will be more information coming soon, and I hope to see as many of you guys there as possible, and I hope you are as excited as I am. So I hope you enjoyed this mini Q&A, and really sorry if I didn't get to answer your question, but we can always do more. Maybe we'll do one like once a month or something, and I always do a weekly Q&A on Instagram. So I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you in the next one.